Yo, what's up, you guys? Welcome to another edition of the Detroit Alliance. I am TA of Noble Sports Entertainment, and you also got today 313 J-Mo. Where you at, J-Mo?
What's good? What's good?
Yo, what's up? We also got the Gridiron Blitz in the house, Derrick P. Fields. What's up, Derrick?
What's up? What's up, y'all?
Yo, last but not least, my man Luke G from the Field Review is in the building. What's up, Luke?
What up, though? Let's get it.
Let's get it cracking. What's going on, y'all? We here. What's going on today, fellas? How's everybody doing today?
Man, it is one of them days where, man, I'm telling you, it's a lot of news going on, so it should be a lot to talk about, man.
Yes, it's definitely a lot to talk about. It's definitely a lot to talk about, and we're going to talk about it. All right, guys, welcome to another edition of the Round Table, the Detroit Alliance. You know who we are. Make sure you get them likes up tonight on the video. And without further ado, man, we're going to go ahead and open up the floor and ask some questions to the guys. All right, guys, first question today is in this season, what do you think will be the identity of the Detroit Lions in 2019? And I want to start with 313 J-Mo first.
J-Mo.
What was the question?
J-Mo, where you at, man?
I had to step away for a second. It was important.
The question is,
what just happened with that one? We already started off with ADHD. Come on, bro.
Hey, J-Mo, the first question of the day is, what do you think will be the identity of the Detroit Lions this season, 2019?
Well, I've been saying this since last year. I think our team is going to look like a better version of what the Dallas Cowboys look like. A lot of running the football and finishing drives at the end with touchdowns, or running the football and then playing great, solid defense.
Okay.
With an actual good coach that's not Jason Garrett.
Okay. I can roll with that. Hey, so Derrick P., what do you think will be the identity of the Detroit Lions this season?
Well, you know, TA, I got to go off topic for a minute, man. Hit the like button. That's for sure. TA said it. I'm going to reiterate it. Also, John Martin, we got technical difficulties, man. So we tried to get in, but, you know, stuff happens. Like Luke always say, when you need it the most is when technology will fail you. So now that's out the way. 8 o'clock is the time on everybody's channel, all right? So if we're not there at 8, pray for us. So what it is, man, is I think that the Lions are going to they're going to establish a run identity, man. I think that the league knows that the Lions are a pass-happy team, probably one of the most pass-happy teams in the league. You can see last year that Matthew Stafford's yards went down because he had the inclusion of a running game. So I believe that if I had to pick one, I do believe that the running game will be our identity, man. I got another one too, but I'm gonna just go with that one now.
Hey, so Mr. Luke G, what's up, Luke G?
Man, I got us with a more of a balanced attack overall. I definitely think it's going to be a whole lot more run, but I think we're going to still be a pass first team. Oddly enough, the more I was looking at some of the moves that we made, I started looking and I said, I went and looked at some of the things that was happening over in New England. I said, okay, they kind of still pass a little bit more, but they balance it out really well with the run. So I think we're going to be more of a balanced team, but they're going to still give a quarterback a chance to shine in that balance. That's just based on what I'm looking at in terms of what's been the history in New England and how they trying to follow that pattern.
Okay. So yeah, I pretty much think that the Lions will be the same. The Lions will be, as far as better production this season out of the run game, and I definitely think it's going to be a balance. And that's something that I've always looked for out of the Lions, to have that balance on offense. Being able to pass, you don't want Matthew Stafford throwing for 70 and 80 times a game. You know what I'm saying? You want to be able to balance with the run game, because you know that the run game is important because it sets up the pass. Mm-hmm. Everybody knows that the run game always establishes the pass. And if we can run the ball well, Matthew Stafford should be able to carve up some teams this season.
Yeah, it's definitely not the other way
around. I wanted to say something to what Luke said about he think we're going to be more balanced. And what you said, I don't disagree, but I just think what's going to happen is And that's why I said I think we're gonna be more like the Cow. What's gonna happen is Kerryon Johnson is going to be so good that our offense is gonna run through him pseudo like. If you look at the Chiefs when they had Kareem Hunt, I mean, this is 5,000 yards passing we talking about, but if you seriously watch every Chiefs game, it literally was everything running through Kareem Hunt.
Yeah.
And then we throw the ball and get touchdowns, and sometimes we'll play action and hit you with a big play because of Tyreek Hill's ability. I just think Kerryon is gonna play a huge role, like a huge role. Like I know we would like to rest him every once in a while, but I think he's gonna be at a point where he can't come off the field because he's no reason to.
Yeah.
And then when we add our tight ends into that, that's why I think we're gonna be in the red zone a lot. I really do.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about that too. Man.
Okay, so do you think we got the weapons on offense to be really, really good and execute well in the red zone?
Of course.
Okay.
We just what you said calling the shots. Like, long as he not, I think that one thing about Daredevil that I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt of.
Yeah,
I don't know nothing about his offense, but I do know he's good in the red zone. So, and then you got Jesse James. Of course, you got Kenny G and Marvin Jones, and then you have this is where Gridiron Blitz favorite guy comes in. You have the shifty, nifty, quick Danny Amendola that can just slip up and get 6 touchdowns.
Danny. Oh, now y'all want to give
Danny. I'm telling you, Danny gonna be getting the touchdowns where ain't nobody paying attention to him. Like, they're gonna be doubling Kenny, covering, carrying out the flat. Jones might not be on the field. Jesse James be covered, and little old Danny. Come up, get them sneaky touchdowns. But I do think our offense is good enough, though.
Yeah,
I think Kerryon's gonna be catching a lot out the backfield. Like, I think he's about to be dangerous.
Man, I hope so, man, and I hope he bulk up a little bit too. That's my thing for Kerryon. He's a little slender, but you know what I'm saying, he still gets the job done.
Yeah, I feel like that. The Lions was in the last third percentile of the red zone last year, like red zone percentage. And I don't know, man. Like I got lofty expectations, so I feel like top 10 red zone.
Top
man.
10.
Like,
I mean, we've done that plenty of times.
Like they did not.
Right.
Yeah, they did not show up last year, man. Remember, I forgot what year that was that the Lions was like killer in the red zone, man. Like they could.
2016.
Okay, that's when it was. Yeah, they couldn't be stopped, man. And I think that we're going to get back to that definitely this year.
When 2016, when we had that team, did we have Fourier on that team, that tight end? Was he? No,
that's the reason we was getting in the red zone, because Anquan Bolden was basically our tight end, and he got 8 touchdowns. Yeah,
that is right. Anquan was balling. Yeah, that is right. He did kind of help us out a little bit. So, Luke, what you think about it, Luke? What you think about it, Luke?
I should have laughed at these comments, man. Beast Mode said Kerryon woke up feeling dangerous. I'm like, yeah, right. I mean, the truth is, I mean, when I look at the Lions and I just look at the prospects that they have met with, I look at what the fans have been talking about. I think Charles Thompson is right. We need one more offensive weapon, offensive guard. I mean, it's not much that we really need per se, but we can get it in this draft. And when I look at what this offense is going to be, they're setting it up so that they can be more efficient in the red zone, so that they can be more balanced.
Yeah.
And I think if they somehow maintain that balance, I mean, just get a top 15 rushing attack. Let's start there.
I think we're gonna be better than that, man.
Yeah. So So
and what you were saying about that offensive weapon, we forgetting about Jamal Agnew. He's that extra offensive weapon. You're forgetting about him. Do you think seriously right now?
So do you think that they're gonna utilize?
Oh, he definitely gonna be utilized. He's too good.
Yeah, you got to find a way to get the guy to
and
ball.
And that Patriots kind of system, they gonna use Jamal Agnew.
It's so funny, right?
Yeah, I was saying
it's so funny, right? And my apologies there, but it's so funny because I was sitting up here. I was on another video. I can't remember who video it was, and the question was, who's the person in the division? So everybody was like, "Oh, the Bears is going to win it," right? So I was like, "Who do y'all have at running back?" And the guy was like, "We got Cordell Patterson." And I swear, I literally almost hit the floor. I was like, "Did you just say Cordell Patterson? Is that what you said?" Like that's a name that I'm supposed to be like, ooh, You remember when the hyenas on Lion King was like, say it again, Mufasa. Ooh, like he was like Cordell Patterson.
Why you gotta do Mufasa like that, bro?
Like when he said it though, it was a level of confidence. He was like Cordell Patterson. I was like, are you serious? That's what really Cordell Patterson?
Yeah, he was.
Cordell Patterson, baby. Cordell Patterson.
Listen, man,
this just shows they don't know a thing about their players.
What up, though, Frederick Williams?
What up, though, Fred?
It just, it's one of the things that I just look at, man. And I'm being honest, man. It's just one of the things that I look at. And I really think that a lot of the teams in the division and the teams that we got to play this year, people got to pay attention to it. I mean, I got a topic I definitely want to bring up, but we're going to stay on topic for right now. As far as I'm concerned, we are balanced. But we certainly going to see more run than we ever seen, especially with the pickup of CJ Anderson. So it's going to be a whole lot of running, people.
Okay, now we got something in the Beast Mode says in the chat. He says, who would you guys rather have in the second round? Hakeem Butler, Kevin Harmon, Deebo Samuel, or N'Keal Harry? So who are you taking out of those guys right there?
I'll go first. First of all, I know you saying this because we not getting a wide receiver. It's a big what if because you know Beast Mode. I'll give you more credit than that. But I'm definitely taking Hakeem Butler.
Okay.
There's no way he's in the second round though, but I'm definitely taking him.
Man, a lot of people like Hakeem Butler, man.
Listen, I like him a lot.
All I know is to be 6'6". To be 6'6" and run a 4.4, and then on top of that, if you just look at some of the crazy catches he's had. God,
right, he's not a Metcalf. He can move laterally, and he's training with Calvin. No, I think he's gonna be the real deal. Like I don't have any doubt in my mind.
All right, well look, let's get Derrick input now. We don't want to take over the show now, J-Mo. Come on.
Yeah. What's up?
No, you can go ahead. Hey, listen, man, I'm working on that right now. TA gave me an assignment today, so I did my homework. So I did that. But look, man.
I don't think we're taking a receiver in the second round. I would be fairly shocked if we took a receiver in the second round. I just don't see it.
Yeah, me too. I do believe.
It's hard to believe that you're going to get somebody like Hakeem Butler because you know what I'm saying. I just don't think that we're going to draft a receiver right away. I think it's going to come towards the end.
I think. Yes, I mean, sir. When you look at, I think I dropped the list for receivers that they've met with. It's a whole lot of late round guys in there. It's not many earlier round guys in there. I mean, you may got a few people, but again, just on who they met with, it's a whole lot of late round guys. So I don't see us taking one in the second round. That just seems like a bit of a pull, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. I'm not the authority. I'm just here to tell you I follow the patterns.
Okay. That's what's
well. I'm gonna play the authority on this. I'm like the like police, man. We got 42 people in the chat and we got 10 likes. Let's get them likes to 50%, y'all. Do that for us. Phenomenal job Tuesday on Luke's channel. When we left the chat, it was at 50 likes. And that does help get this content out there for TA, guys. So let's hit that like button on the way.
All right, what's up, guys? Okay, so we got another question on the table now. We got a visitor in the house on today, and that visitor is no other than Brian Burns. And we want to talk a little bit about Brian Burns because if you guys did your homework on him, you would know what type of player Brian Burns is. And I want to start with Luke G because I know you studied this guy as well, Luke G, and I know Derrick P and the rest of these guys. Probably J-Mo probably looked at him as well. What do you guys think about the possibility of taking a guy like Brian Burns at 8? And I'm not saying that they're going to do it, but I'm just putting it out there for the record.
Let me be clear. I don't believe in it's too early or too soon or too late to draft a person if you get the person right. If you draft Brian Burns and he comes in and performs up to par, he was worth the 8th pick. If you get Brian Burns at 8 and he don't come in and perform, it was the wrong pick. So to me, it's about getting the pick right. Now that we got that disclaimer out the way, I mean, because it gets on my nerves when I hear people go, "Oh man, you don't have to get him right here. You can get him then." But get him when they hot. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's one of those things for me where when I first saw footage of him, and man, that was about 2.5 months ago when I started this YouTube thing. I did my wish list. And he was one of the first people I put on that list because I was watching him do things that I said that's what we want. He looks like Cliff Averill, but I feel like he's more athletic than Cliff Averill.
He is, man. He is.
Yeah, and so one of the things that I looked at with him was his ability to use his hands. Now I don't like the way he bull rushed people, because I'm like, you need to get some extending with your arms. Yeah. But he was a prospect that I had on my wish list that I definitely enjoyed. And, to me, he's one of those people that I think if you bring him in, he brings something to this team that we ain't had in a long time.
Yeah.
Versatility and pressure.
Yes. And I think Luke, you're right on that, because that's what we've been looking for. In the draft, we're looking for versatility guys and guys that are come in here and clean up and cause havoc. I definitely like Brian Burns. The one thing you said, about his bull rush, and one thing that I saw in his video, in his film work, that he was really good at is swim techniques and going under people and going around them. He's pretty good at that. He utilizes his hand really good, and that's what we need, man. We just need, we need those guys to be effective. I'm telling you guys, if that our front seven or whatever is really good, I'm telling you, our secondary is going to be lights out.
I agree.
Yep.
I totally agree. To me, it's just one of them things where I don't care who you take when you take them. It better be the right pick. That's just the bottom line. Yeah. I don't have anything to suggest that it won't be the right pick, because he's been doing really good. But again, I got some things, but I'm saving them until I get done dropping the entire list of prospects that they visit with. But I notice a trend even in that. And when I show you the trend, it's gonna be shocking. Like, holy crap! I'm telling you, if you pay attention, you'll notice this little pattern that Bob Quinn is doing. So
right.
But yeah, I think it's a good move. I think it's a good move to bring him in. I don't care where they draft him. Just if he comes here, you won't see me upset about it.
Yeah, and it to me, if you look at it, Luke, I think that this guy is probably going to be a first round pick. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I'll say second round at the latest, but I think he's between the first and second round. Those 2 days, Brian Burns, because he's so talented and he's so athletic, somebody's going to want to take a chance on this guy.
So do you believe that the Lions will be able to, if he does fall to the second round and we stay the hypothetical that we stay where we are, will we be able to pick him up in the second round, or will he be off the table?
No, he'll be gone.
He might be gone. He might be gone.
Yeah,
we don't pick in the same spot in the second round that we pick in the first. So
I think we got the 11th pick.
And you got to keep in mind that there are some teams that. What's the word I want to use it? There are some teams that really value what he do. Let me put it that way. And I bet you money New England is one of them.
Yeah.
So they better snatch him up early when they first pick,
because somebody will grab him, because they, especially New England, you know what I'm saying, they lost Trey Flowers. Definitely they will be looking to invest in another one. So J-Mo, I don't know if you got a chance to do any looking at Brian Burns, but what do you think about Brian Burns if you got an opportunity to check him out?
I looked at some stuff on Brian Burns.
Are you frying chicken? Why do I hear a skillet in the back? I just want to know.
That ain't me. I don't know.
I'm chilling, bro. Like, you hear a skillet in the background.
Like you came in, all I heard was some little sizzling in the back. I'm like,
it did sound like a
brother. I don't know what you're talking about, man. Anyway, right? He talking about a skillet. I'm like, ain't nobody cooking right now.
Hey, all I know, I'm thinking about. I'm like, man, I guess when a brother need a chicken break, he need a chicken break. That's what I'm thinking.
Hey, that's right, baby. When you need that chicken, you need that chicken.
Look, y'all need to stop. He frying him the egg in the right. He frying something. D, you heard that? You heard it, D Williams. He frying something. I ain't the only one that heard that, y'all.
Man, I am not frying.
Okay. Well, you listen. You thought about it or something. Something happened. Was something. I heard some sizzling.
No, man, I'm just sitting here chilling.
I was so like intense, man. Like, we got like 2 weeks, right? So it's exciting. And they released the players yesterday that were officially coming to the draft. And I did see it was 23 of them at the time. I don't know if that's going to go up or whatever, but I was trying to read into it.
So much bigger back then. But
It did, man. It did, but then you got the cats that's sitting there forever, and then you got the people at the house, which I've always loved, man. I don't know, man. I love it when they shun the combine, man. Like especially if you're the first round pick, and not the combine, man, the draft, because I'm like, man, it's so much hype, and if you know you're gonna go first, you ain't gonna be stuck out like Aaron Rodgers. Okay. Or whatever.
I was trying to read into that, but I gotta read.
No, I ain't laughing at you.
Rob Show.
No, you ain't laughing at me.
Rob Show says that was not a sizzle. It was a bomb.
That was not a sizzle.
It was a bomb threat. No, y'all
a bomb. Like you got that like a bomb. BONG. Yeah.
Okay, we got another one. Fred said.
But are you paying attention to this chat? Because a lot of people
I'm just looking
that this is a smoke screen. That Brian Burns is a smoke screen.
No, okay. Let me tell you what I think about Brian Burns. I like him more than probably any other rest of the prospects that we can get. I'm not talking about the top 5 that we ain't touching. I like him a lot. I really like his flexibility and how he can just bend around. He can just bend around offensive linemen. And, when I think about bringing an offensive lineman here, I wonder, like, how would they fit in our system? Maybe in some system where he has to be the main guy and the whole team depending on him, he wouldn't be that well. And I know he has, like, his own deficiencies, but I don't care. I think he would be amazing on our specific team. Yeah. And his potential, his burst, I just really, really like what he can. I like how he can get to the quarterback. It's very different than a lot of other players. A lot of players, they can bull rush, but he has that flexibility and that bendability. And sometimes if I'm thinking about like if the pocket's being collapsed from the other side and he's rushing on his side, he can end up sacking the quarterback just because he can get a little angle. I'm thinking about nuances like that. I just love how he can get around, turn the corner. And if he's, in some minor role for us, just playing back up to one of the top pass rushers, I think he would be great. I don't have any problem with picking him. I think he's one of them players that is young and raw, and he's already good, but he has a lot more potential.
Yeah. Now listen, I mean, because we're talking about pass rushers, and I got to do this. So I'm sitting up there, and I'm watching Dose of Dion. Shout out to Dose of Dion. I was watching his video.
Shout out Dose of Dion
on Josh Allen falling. Right. So he got me to thinking. I went through and I tried to figure out every possible scenario. I really did, and I came up with 2. I only came up with 2 scenarios where he falls past the Raiders. Yeah, the Raiders would then trade that first pick to the Giants. The Giants would then take their quarterback, and then the Raiders at 6 will, in my opinion, look to take Quentin Williams. Then I believe Josh Allen could fall to the Lions. But if that
how will Quentin Williams get to 6?
Well, this is the thing. You figure, okay, Kyler Murray, if you figure Kyler Murray goes first to the Cardinals, you figure, I figure, in my opinion, it's going to be a pass rusher. It could be Nick Bosa with the 49ers because they kind of like those guys. But then you figure, okay, at that 3rd pick as the Jets, right? I don't see the Jets taking another D tackle. And the only reason I say that is because there's a little bit more depth at the position, and they got some other needs that they're trying to do. They're trying to build to protect their quarterback. So I see them taking like a lineman, in my opinion, right? Now when you get to 4, if which is the Raiders, if they trade that pick to the Giants move up from 6 to 4. At 4, I see them the Giants moving up and taking either Drew Lock or taking Daniels. At 5, Lord, I just had a brain fart watching. Man, this Lawrence Taylor. I drew a brain fart. But at 5, I can't remember who the team was. Off the top of my head right now, I'm drawing a blank. But at 5, I had
the Buccaneers.
The Buccaneers. Thank you. I had them taking a linebacker.
Oh,
so now we get so now we get to 6. So you figure, okay, well, the Raiders still want to take them. Nah, they wouldn't, because now the Raiders will then be able to take Dwayne Haskins, in my opinion.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, I think they want to get Allen to be the Khalil Mack replacement. They got.
I thought that too, But if they trade with the Giants, they will have an additional picks down the back end to pick up another pass rusher.
I would be surprised if they got Dwayne Haskins though.
I would too.
Appreciate it, Ghost.
Hey, I mean, it could work though.
To me, what I look at is the fact that I keep hearing these rumbles that they're trying to find the next replacement for Derek Carr, and I'm like, what do you mean? That man's on a contract for 4 more years.
Right.
What do you
know? I'm not the biggest Derek Carr fan, but they doing him dirty. Like, I don't understand what's going on in the NFL to where like you have a good quarterback and you're trying to move on. He ain't great, but he's good.
Right, the same thing with the Bears.
Like, you acting like the man garbage. No, like he's not my guy. Like, he's a good quarterback. You just gonna toss him aside like that?
Right. But it's just one of them things that I'm looking at that I'm saying, if those type of trades occur, it could shake up a lot of things. Now, personally, my first scenario has always been trade down. It's always been trade down. I've always felt that that's what he want to do. Is trade down. I know people think it's a smoke screen that he want to trade down. It's not. He wants to trade down. There's too many
unless something crazy.
Unless what?
Unless something crazy happened, like somebody's there that's not supposed to be there.
Well, like I said, that's Josh Allen. I think they'll take Josh Allen.
Man, I'm gonna tell you this. Josh Allen is the only player in this draft I wanted us to go up and take. That's how much I like Josh Allen. So
yeah, I wanted Josh Allen.
I'm buying everything you selling, even if it ain't true. I'm gonna believe it. I'm gonna believe it.
I'm not saying it, but I'm saying
when existence.
No, I'm not saying it, but when he brought that scenario up and he gave a scenario, I started looking at it. I started looking at the trade numbers. I started looking at contracts, and I said, you know what? I can see this happening. But the thing is this is what gives me more belief that this is happening. When you get the Giants coming out talking about we believe in Eli Manning, we're not taking a quarterback. No, you don't.
Yeah.
Who you lying with? I don't know, man. I think the Giants are that stupid.
They not.
I really do. They've shown me
not functioning right. Yeah, they're not functioning.
Who said Lions fan? Lions fan 75 asked, "What was Carr's cap hit?"
His cap hit is 25 million. Like he's getting paid 25 every year.
Whoa.
Yeah,
like I said, the contract didn't warrant, in my opinion, for him to be cut or traded. And that's just from the little bit that I could see. But when I saw the video, I said, is there a chance? And I thought about it and I said, no, there really is a chance. Here's my worst case scenario though, is that somehow Nick Bosa and Rashawn Gary make it to us. I'm hoping that the Raiders love Rashawn Gary more because I remember last year, all the Lions fans. I do. I remember this. I want to say it was like last.
Man, why you on Rashawn again, man?
Man, listen, bro. Listen. I remember last year before, the year that Taco Charlton came out, every Lion fan board I saw was like, yeah, get Taco. And I'm like, what has he done? Like, what? And I feel like we back at that same thing. Like people who love Lions, they are even more diehard Michigan fans. They want every Michigan play on the Lions, and I'm like, we got to stop.
I've never been that way. Only guy I really want recently has been Chase Winovich because I know he is a beast.
Okay, see, I gotta admit, I did want Karan Higdon. I did.
No, I've never had.
I don't care if you guys don't like it. I like Karan Higdon. I don't care if you guys don't like it.
Listen.
I like Karan Higdon.
I ain't knocking the Karan Higdon thing as much, but to me,
I'm not.
I just look at it and I just say, like, be honest. Who's the last good running back to come out of Michigan?
What you think about this, Derrick?
I don't think that matters though.
Oh, it matters. Trust me, it matters. Listen, there are certain schools that are called DB and linebacker U for a reason because they're known for bringing some of the top people at that position there. And when you look at Michigan, all these guys who come out who supposed to be pro ready, they don't pro perform. And so I'm just trying to.
That's the same thing with Alabama too. A lot of their running backs don't.
And that's why you would never hear me go, oh yeah, get that running back from Alabama. Even when people be like, well, Mark Ingram was good, I'm like, yeah, when he got a compliment, and then what about Derrick Henry? Oh, he makes one good run and y'all done lost y'all mind. Y'all just gonna forget
one good run. Come on,
hey man, Derrick Henry done had a solid career, man. You disrespecting that man.
He just need more touches, man.
I'm starting to believe you really got a bung lit over there, J-Mo. What did you just say? What is
Derrick Henry is averaging 4 yards per carry for his career. That's not bad in the slightest.
Oh, so you say he's averaging how many yards?
4.
Let me do some homework. Let me go ahead. So he averages 4. How many carries is that?
4 yards per carry?
No. How many carries in his career? You see, I can average 4 yards per carry if I'm not getting a lot of touches. It's not hard.
Man, Amir Abdullah ain't never did it. It's plenty of running backs that just don't average 4 yards per carry.
We talking about Derrick.
Like I'm just saying, like I could just average 4. No, you can't. It's not easy to do.
Listen, I'm really making the point that we're talking about Derrick Henry. We're not talking about Amir Abdullah. I'm trying to make the point to you that for a guy who's had a career, all right, and I'm looking at it right now, for a guy who's had a career, and you're like, yeah, he's got a 4-yard average, and I'm looking at his touches in comparisons to those other guys, it's almost minuscule. Like, for example, all right, I'll give you a perfect example. This one of the first years. So here we go. In his first season in 2016, he started 2 games, right? Had 110 rushing yards, right? You know, not much going on there. And then
110 attempts.
I'm sorry, 110 attempts. I'm sorry, yeah. He had 110 attempts, 490 rushing yards. All right. And then I go through and I'm like 501 rushing yards. Go and look at how many Kerryon Johnson, how many touches he had.
Yeah, but he was splitting carries at the beginning of his career, though.
Yeah, he was splitting carries with them.
I get
he
that.
He split carries for 2 years. I just don't understand how you can pull a guy when he has nothing but production.
Listen, 215 touches for 1,059 yards.
That was last season.
What's wrong with that? Season.
That's pretty decent.
Like, I don't get it. 12 touchdowns, 4.9 yards a carry.
Yeah, listen, they got to the red zone a lot. That was all on the legs of the quarterback. Here's what's wrong with that for me. You gave this man the ball. Okay, here, I'll give it to you in comparisons. This is how I can give it to you, so you can kind of see a difference. Any running back you want me to compare him to? Anyone. I don't care. Give me one. Anyone.
Zach Zenner.
Okay, you want me to give him Zach Zenner? All right, we do Zach Zenner. Okay. Since you insist on it. All right, let me go to Zach Zenner. All right. People bear with me. I love these kind of conversations because these are good and these help get people to understand how Luke G thinks and why he does not like certain things that we see.
I don't know, man. There's no way I can put 4,000 yards, 4.9. That's basically 5 yards to carry 1,000 yards. I cannot poo-poo that.
Yeah, but the number is inflated off of.
It's inflated because he's getting the carries now. He was splitting carries.
Oh no. Nope. I'm sure of it. All right. So Zach Zenner has been here 4 years. Okay. He's got 174 attempts in his whole career. He's got 685 total yards in his career, 8 touchdowns. All right. So last year he had 55 attempts, 265, 3 touchdowns, and a 4.8 average. And what I'm trying to show you is this is what a guy getting less touches, right? And and I'm just trying to put this out to you. What tells me what the running back is really doing is when I look at average per game for how many yards he's getting for a game, and what is the average per carry. Not saying that 4.8, but what is the actual average per carry per game? So when I go and look at Derrick Henry's last year, his average in terms of per game, he played 12 games. He had 215 touches. He averaged 4.9 yards a carry. He averaged 66.2 yards a game. And I go and look at Zach Zenner, and I'm like, Zach Zenner didn't even get the ball a lot last year. He got 55 touches, but he still averaged 33.1 yards a game. So if I just simply gave the additional, because I mean, you're talking about 55 over, what is this? How many games he started? 1 game? He started 1 game. This man started 12. And they spent a lot of time jacked up and stopping him. And then he had that one crazy game where he just went beast mode, and that inflated his numbers. And that's what I'm pointing out to you. When I look at players, I'm looking at how they're averaging their games. I can care less if
his first 2 years he had big runs that inflated his numbers too.
His first 2 years, and this is what I'm pointing out with this, like most of the Alabama running backs, they're better served as complementary backs. So
I mean, I didn't say he was a starting back, but like you acting like he's not a good running back. That's just not true.
In 2016, he started 2 games, right? But in 2017, he broke a run for 75 yards. Okay, and people can say that, and I just look at it. I just look at it from this standpoint and this standpoint alone. What is the average per game that we're looking at? If the guy is averaging, let's say, 100 yards a game, like how Ezekiel Elliott is, because you want to give me Zach Zenner, I'm going to work with Zach Zenner as the case study. When I look at Zach Zenner, the question becomes, how many more carries would Zach Zenner need to meet the same standard as, say, a Derrick Henry? He wouldn't need as many carries because his averages is already showing that with the touches, he's getting larger gains. And that's what I'm saying.
Well, I think if Zach Zenner got more touches, though, his production will go down.
Okay,
because teams will start to key in on him and stuff like that.
You don't think teams trying to key in on Derrick Henry? I mean, you act like
they can't do nothing because he's running them over.
Man, you better.
Derrick Henry is a big boy, man.
Okay. All right, well, look, I tell you what.
I don't know, man. I can't agree with you on this at all.
I tell you what.
And he ran for 200 yards in a playoff game, man. This dude's a good running back.
I hear everything you're saying. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna sit back and we're gonna look at Tennessee. Okay. We're going to look at Tennessee because the only reason Derrick Henry is thriving is because teams are worried about Mariota running. And when they do that read option with him and Mariota, they're teeing off on Mariota. Ain't nobody thinking about no Derrick Henry.
But he is a solid running back. He's solid.
Okay, yeah, okay. Well,
he definitely is, man. You can't. There's no way.
He's solid at best.
Would you rather have him or Kerryon?
Kerryon because he's better.
Oh, okay.
But if Derrick Henry was on the team, I would not have any problem with it.
No, I definitely utilize them as.
I would love to have Derrick Henry on the team to back up Kerryon
all day long, baby. It'll be thunder.
Listen, I wouldn't touch Derrick Henry. Yeah, you go.
Yeah, man, you just giving out bias, man. That's what I'm saying. 12 touchdowns, 1,000 yards. Listen, 200. He ran for 220 yards in a playoff game.
Listen,
like you cannot poo-poo that at all. You can't.
Listen, you're looking at.
I would take Derrick Henry.
You're looking at those numbers, and I'm.
I watched him play though. I watch him run people over.
Right. You watch him run people over, right? And I'm telling you, as a person who's watched this guy, I'm telling you that he's not like, okay, for example, like Barry Sanders. Barry Sanders, like I think is like the all-time leading rusher in negative yards, but he would break a long one. You see what I'm saying? And to me, when I'm looking at my running back, you can run him over. That's only so long. He's got about another year in the league. Go ask Leonard Fournette. He's struggling. You just can't run everybody over. And that's why Garrett Blunt got here and said, to preserve my career, let me try to shake and bake. Even though
I don't think his tires got flat when he came here.
I don't think nobody knew that,
I'm telling you, I guarantee if the Patriots had Derrick Henry, he'd be looking like a Hall of Fame. Like, come on, man. This dude's a good running back.
Listen, he's solid, man. He's solid. You use the Patriots as the standard. Who don't go to the Patriots and look good? The people.
There's a lot of people that don't go there and look good. That's why they don't be on the team.
No, a lot of times the people who go to the Patriots don't look good. It ain't that they don't look good. It's that the Patriots be like, we can live without them. It's not that they don't look.
I also think Andy Reid would be able to use him. I think the Eagles would be able to use him. I can name some teams.
Okay, listen. Did anyone pick up Blunt? No, and they should not.
No, Blunt.
Nobody picked up Blunt yet? Okay.
Nah.
So he's still looking for work pretty much.
Listen, I was just trying to make the point to show you that when you're looking at these touches, and the easiest way for me to do it is to do it. I might have to make a video to kind of show you it, but it's to do it. When a guy is averaging 66.2 yards a game, and you know that he had 2 monster games, that tells me that, okay, his numbers are slightly skewed. And the best way to do it would be able to do a comparison, but we'll get to that later. What else you got for TA?
Yeah, okay. I got another one for you guys on today. We want to talk a little bit about head coach Matt Patricia. What are your expectations for Matt Patricia in year 2? So, and I want to pose that question to Gridiron Blitz, Derrick P.
Hold on, let me pause this Super Mario Odyssey real quick.
Okay.
Man.
Well, go ahead. All
right.
Okay. Okay, y'all would have posed the question. Derrick P.
I was sitting. That was just a debate. That was debate. Round 2, man. Oh man, what was the question, dude?
The question is,
seriously, man, I'm tired.
What are your expectations for Matt Patricia in year 2?
To win, no matter what. No,
that's a good answer.
That's very vague, man.
Good answer.
That's a very vague answer.
I expect. Okay, I'm gonna just be real generic here, man. I expect a better than 10-6 record. I expect a division title and a playoff win. That's what I expect. He's got, so I'm holding him to very high, lofty expectations, man.
Okay, J-Mo, what is your expectations out of Matt Patricia in year 2?
One thing I want to say is I really hope we don't have all these expectations and he goes 5-11, because that would be horrible.
Yeah.
Now, I don't think that's gonna happen. But I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Now, I expect a 12-4 record, division title.
Oh, you giving?
I expect us to win more than one playoff game.
J-Mo, you giving them 12 wins?
Yes, I am.
Woo! Woo-wee, man.
I think this team is going to be really good on both sides of the ball.
Man.
Woo-wee.
Hey, man, last time Matthew Stafford had a team, he won 11 games, and Jim Caldwell lost 3 of those games.
Hey,
if we want to stroll down memory lane, we went 11-5. Jim Caldwell lost us 3 games. We were supposed to be 14-2.
Yeah.
But I just think our schedule is not easy, but it's easier than last year, and our team is better. I put 2 and 2 together. Okay. And I think the free agency that we had was very great, and I think the draft is going to be very great. I think this team is going to be so good on both sides of the ball.
Wow, so you pretty much
we've never had a star running back and a star wide receiver ever in the history of the franchise.
We never had the consistency of the team being good on both sides of the ball. That's one thing that I've always noticed with the Lions. I want both sides to be good, and I want to see that this year. I would love to see.
And I just think the reason it's been like that because we've never had the personnel. Like, when have we actually had the talent? I'm just looking at the talent perspective. Talent-wise, on both sides of the ball, we're very good, and we're going to get better with the draft. So, and I just think, like I said, I think our schedule is a little bit more easier than last year. But it's not an easy schedule, but it's easier than last year.
So J-Mo, you pretty much put your prediction out there already and said 12-4. That's what you're expecting for these guys this season.
Yeah, man, I'm expecting them to have a good season.
Okay, Luke G, what you got for us, Luke?
Again, without me even being able to see the schedule, but knowing who the opponents is, I say they win 11 games. So 11-5 would be my belief. I mean, so 12-4 don't seem that far-fetched to me. But the biggest thing,
if the ball bounced the right way, we'll get that extra win.
Yeah, the biggest thing to me that stands out, I agree that they're winning the division. Now, and if they don't do any of this stuff, trust me, because I know people think Luke G is biased.
Hold on, Luke. I gotta retract something you just said. You just said, Luke G, we winning the division. You just said a lot. You just said a mouthful right there, brother.
No, I'm agreeing with J-Mo. He believe they're gonna win the division too. If you go,
we 12-4 division, of course.
And then
listen, the division is ours this year.
Listen, it's only been one team that went 11-5 and didn't make the playoffs, and that was the New England Patriots.
Okay.
I mean, so food for thought. I mean, so 11-5 in the NFC North. I mean, that don't seem like a far-fetched in my opinion. And to be honest with you, when I look at it, I'm telling you, I look at this thing and I'm like, okay, let's just go look at. Okay, you got the Vikings. Well, we gave them a run for their money, but okay, the Vikings are going to have a little bit more of a problem trying to stop the run. I believe that
protecting their quarterback, their defense.
I think they're going to have a harder time protecting the quarterback. I think it's going to, there's these little things that I look at and I'm like, okay, the Vikings really didn't do anything to take them over the top. Then I go through, I look at Green Bay. I don't know how your head coach ain't met the quarterback yet. I mean, it's then I started looking. I'm like, well, yeah, you bring in Zadarius Smith, but okay, and Practice Smith, but okay.
Well, I don't even mean to say this, but who's Aaron throwing the ball to?
but I'm just saying, it's one
like who's he throwing the ball to?
Hey, they might surprise us and drive DK Metcalf on us, man.
They might draft Hakeem Butler, not DK.
It's one of the things.
But he don't even got nobody to throw to.
This is one of the things where I look at it and I just say, okay, I'm looking at the Green Bay Packers and I'm like, the move that they made don't scare me. And I get to the Bears and I'm like, all y'all money wrapped up in the DN. He's got to be your beginning, your middle, and your end. And to me, that's not enough. And when I look at the Bears, I'm thinking to myself, okay, I'm like, okay, you get rid of Jordan Howard, so Tariq Cohen is your feature back, and then you got Cordell Patterson, like I'm supposed to be afraid. Your receiving core is nothing to write home about, so we'll be better in that respect. Your tight end is Burton, your offensive line is suspect, and then on defense, you didn't upgrade at the safety spot. You went from Amos to Clinton Dix. Like,
and you lost Mike Callahan.
So you saying with the acquisition of Dix, that's not really going to
no.
And George Gore. I gotta highlight this comment.
And then on top of losing Callahan, you lost your defensive coordinator.
Okay.
George Gore says who knew a lot about Stafford and how to beat Stafford.
Pistons got a better chance at beating Bucks in playoffs than the Lions winning the division.
Hey, I don't know, because I think the Pistons have zero chance. I think the Lions have a better chance of winning the Super Bowl than the Pistons do have of beating the Bucks in the series.
Yeah, that's gonna be
George Gore is the resident realist.
That's gonna be a tough series.
Listen, like, it's over, dog. Y'all should be thinking about draft prospects. It's over.
The truth is, right? The truth is, if to me, if you make a statement like that the Pistons have a better chance of beating the Bucks than the Lions have of winning the division, then you need to tell me who you see winning the division and why. Otherwise,
hit him with it, Luke.
Otherwise, you're just giving me some more material for my anatomy of a hater. Because if you gotta be able to support your answer.
That's gonna be narrated by me.
Anatomy of a hater, Luke.
Yeah, with me, you gotta support your answer. Don't come telling me, yeah, we should trade Stafford, but you ain't looked at the contract. Don't come telling me Packers or Vikings. Why? Why the Packers?
Because when you're saying trade somebody, you're just talking. You're just saying trade. You're not really looking at the numbers. You like, I just want the guy out of here. You know what I mean? You're not really.
Why the Packers or the Vikings? Like, I'm just trying to figure this out. Like, why the Packers or the Vikings? If you're going to tell me that the Packers is going to win the division, why? Because they got Aaron Rodgers. They had him last year. No run game, a half receiving core, no tight end, and he looked a real human. He looked like somebody else that we hate on, Matthew Stafford. I'm just saying, why? You want to talk about the Vikings? The Vikings got a quarterback who because y'all always love to bring up people contracts with Stafford. They got a quarterback with an $84 million.
They got quarterbacks. I can't front on them either. They do got two decent receivers in Diggs and
their receiving core is great.
Yeah, they do. They got two nice receivers. How they do this past season?
They also got Kirk Cousins.
I think they did decent. I know Adam.
How they do? How they do? The receiving core played well, but the problem was Kirk Cousins.
I mean, look at their quarterback though, man. Come on, man. I mean, the Vikings.
Remember when Adam Thielen was cussing out Kirk Cousins at the end of the season? Like,
but you know why?
You ain't never seen a receiver talk to Stafford like that.
You know why? Because when they was unable to run the ball, it got real for them as a team.
Mondo Ray Moore says Kirk Cousins is a low.
I don't know why they wanted a quarterback that couldn't take Washington nowhere.
All right, this is why
I hear you, Mondo.
This is why I love sports, because sports always create these great conversations, and I love the fact that Greg Gore brings this up. This is his reasoning why. Packers, why? Aaron Rodgers to Adams, wide receiver, Jimmy G, Aaron Jones, running back, Packers young cornerbacks are developing. Gain Amos, gain two excellent pass rushers, and let go of Matthews. All right, so let me address that.
Hey, didn't Randall Cobb go to the Cowboys?
Yeah, he went to the Cowboys.
Man. So they don't got.
He lost one of his security blankets.
Right, but hold on. But listen. Notice that he said Devontae Adams. All right, and then who else?
That's it. That's all I see right now.
Okay, wait. Hold on. Well, he said Jimmy Graham. Didn't they go out and get another tight end?
Is Jimmy Graham still on the team?
Jimmy Graham And Jimmy Graham ain't looked like nothing in Green Bay
because they ain't giving him the ball.
You ain't heard his name since he got. You ain't heard his name since he got
Jimmy
there.
Graham was at his best, man, when Drew Brees was throwing him the ball.
Right.
Man.
It's like when Drew Brees
it's like for all the
was throwing him the ball.
Hype they give Aaron Rodgers, man. It's like all the hype they give Aaron Rodgers, they don't want to admit it. But then he brings up where they added 2 good pass rushers. Oh, okay. Well, I'm glad you brought them up because I'm all for the business of talking about these 2 great pass rushers.
Yeah. Oh man, we didn't got Luke amped up, man.
Hey, look, I'm saying, listen, I gotta interrupt. I'm
right, where you at, Derrick P?
Chat, man.
Let's just talk about this. Let's just talk about these great pass rushers. I believe one of them is Zadarius. That's how you say his name, Zadarius.
Yeah, Smith and Preston. I think.
Yeah, and the other one is Mr. Preston. So we're going to look at Mr. Preston Smith because we know that these great, phenomenal pass rushers. Both of them have been playing for 4 years. They're so great. They're phenomenal, these pass rushers. Here's the thing I like about pass rushers. If you look at teams that go against people like the New England Patriots, go against people like the Saints, and they got these great pass rushers, you notice what they always counter that with a shifty slot receiver and a tight end. Who we just signed as slot receiver? Danny Amendola?
Yes.
I
don't think we're done at receiver though.
Well, here's the thing. If you don't even think we done, right? You like according to like what you saying is you don't even think we done. Like we ain't even there. Here's the thing I'm trying to figure out right here. If we're talking about these 2 great pass rushers, they're so great, so phenomenal. Okay.
That's sarcasm.
All right. Yeah, I mean, listen, let's be honest. Let's just be honest about this. When you go through and you look at these guys, and I'm telling you, the thing that I look at is tackles for loss. I look at that, and I look at the turnovers that they create. Now, if they great, they doing stuff. They doing stuff like Khalil Mack taking over games, like J.J. Watts taking over games, like Aaron Donald.
They dominate. Okay, I see what you're saying. They dominate.
They ain't doing it. So let's see. They added Preston Smith. Okay, they added Preston Smith, and Preston Smith. Where you come from? Washington? Yeah, Washington. All right. 2018, 4 sacks. Boy, he's so great. The year before that, 8 sacks. Woo! Don't kill him now. 4.5 sacks in 2016. 8 sacks in his rookie year. 24.5 sacks in 4 years. Yeah, that sounds like Rashawn Gary. Yeah, he's a great pass rusher. We're not even gonna talk about he ain't doing nothing else. Zadarius Smith, because these are great pass rushers. They're so special.
They're great, Luke.
Yeah, he got 8.5 sacks. We got a guy that got 7.5, and we ain't even pay him his half money as him. Okay, so he got 1 more sack.
2 guys.
Well, 2 guys. My apologies. 2 guys that we ain't even pay that kind of money to. All right, and before that, 3.5 sacks, 1 sack, 5.5 sacks. He's such a great pass rusher.
Yeah.
How many interceptions between the 2 of them?
Do any of them got? Yeah, they got any picks?
Okay, you know what? Because this is what y'all do to me. Thank you. Darius Smith, interception, 0.
Greg Gore said Flowers only had 8 sacks though, but he had tackles for loss and he had a lot of quarterback pressures, and he can play in every position on the defensive line.
All right.
Yeah, I want Flowers doing that too this year.
Very good point. I love the point that he made about that. You show me the game was in Darius Smith and Preston Smith is setting the edge. We can talk about it. Show me that game.
I have to go back and look at it.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, man, like this division is ours for the taking. So if we don't take it, expect a lot of angry fans.
Look though, guys, how many times have it been ours for the taking and we choked on it? We didn't.
I've never really thought it's been ours for the taking for a long time. We've always had the wrong coach.
We've always had the wrong coach. I felt like we was there. You know, I'm going to bring up an example to you guys. I remember when the Lions went against the Green Bay Packers here at Ford Field. And the Lions end up losing, I believe, that game by Hail Mary or something. Was that for the championship, that game?
No.
Was that for the title?
No, it wasn't.
Okay, it was another game. Okay, it was another game that they played them in Detroit for the division title, and I believe the Detroit.
I want to say that was the year
that was in 2016.
2016.
Okay, and then we played them another time in Green Bay for trying to get the division title, and we could not get it for
20
to save our life.
Yeah, but like I said, how good was the team and who was the coach?
Listen, Listen,
the coach was Caldwell, I think.
Like we couldn't run the ball for 5 years.
I saw him
We couldn't run the ball for 5 years. How you win a division without running the ball?
Listen, and this the best part about what you just said, J-Mo. This the absolute best part. How do you go 4 years as a head coach and never have a 100-yard rusher?
That's a long time, man. That's a
why do you take one
bro.
time you about to get one? He stopped running with like a quarter left, man. Like I don't know.
Scratch that.
And he almost had it though because
Amir
almost had it. He had like
but see, that makes me
yards.
more upset. You knew you could have broke the record, and you chose to put him on the bench. How dumb are you?
Right. He was only like 2 yards away.
Listen, man had 98 yards carving up the Vikings, greatest Amir Abdullah game of his career. And you ain't gonna let him get the extra 2. Come on.
No. Now Lions fan 75 says sacks is an overrated stat. And I agree with you. That's why I say I look at quarterback pressures and hits, and they still don't add up to what we added to our team. The DN we added in Trey Flowers has a higher quarterback pressure and hits than these other guys that's supposed to be these great pass rushers. That's why when people tell me, I say, listen, I can have the conversation. But if you're telling me that because they added these 2 players, I bet you they're going to be looking back on no contracts trying to figure out how to restructure them. Because they going to realize.
One thing about Flowers is he has a great motor, too. Like, he's always on the field. Like, he's a problem.
Man, listen.
J-Mo, man, everything that you're saying, I want Flowers to be that this year. I don't want him to get here and be a flower and just start the
if we can get Okawara 7 sacks, I trust Matt Patricia.
Okay.
Now Okawara was a journeyman, and now he's looking like a player.
Yeah, he's looking good, man. I really like Romeo. I do like Romeo.
Rotational guy, which is true. He was a rotational guy. Crimson said, "What about that stolen touchdown in Atlanta?" I don't even want to talk about that game because every time I talk about it, everybody want to tell me that quarterback win-loss record is a real stat. You're right, because when as many kicks as our kickers don't miss, that's all on the quarterback.
Hey, Luke, wins and losses do count, Luke.
That's not for a head coach in the organization, not a quarterback. What do you mean?
No, not the quarterback. I'm just saying the team. Period. Wins and losses.
Right. Listen, if you listen to every person who can't stand Stafford, the only argument they have is what's his win-loss record. I don't know the same thing as the teams. Everybody lost.
But you know what they're gonna tell you.
For the record, I just want to say before we move on, Drew Brees does not have a positive win-loss record.
But see, I feel
he's one of the greatest quarterbacks to ever live.
That's not a stat. It's not a stat. Listen, you can't tell. Listen, why should Drew Brees get the?
They're making it out of stat.
Why should he get a stat that says he lost a game that we clearly saw them change a rule for?
Mm-hmm.
Come on,
right?
Why does he get the loss for that?
Hey, but look, I'm gonna tell you though, Luke, something that they always bring up with Detroit, something that I always see the media bring up, is Stafford's record against winning teams. Like, he does not have a great record.
You mean Caldwell's record against winning teams?
Hold on.
Matt Patricia beat more winning teams than Caldwell's whole tenure in a year.
Matter of fact, I got to do this because, see, this is the kind of stuff I'm talking about. They want to talk about winning records against winning teams.
Winning teams, he doesn't win the big games. That's the knack. I'm just saying that's the media's knack on Stafford.
I know the media
in the big game.
The media will have you believe global warming ain't real and the earth is flat. I'm just saying.
Our eyes don't deceive us either, Luke. He has not.
Oh, okay.
The big games, some of the big games.
Hold on. So this is what I love about this whole thing that you just said. The eyes don't lie neither. So when he beat New England, according, because he was nobody on the field but him. He beat New England by himself, right? Yeah. Right. That's a winning team.
Yep.
Oh, a team that won the Super Bowl. Huh. He beat them. Oh, when he beat the Dolphins, they was a winning team. Because they didn't finish. They're no longer
teams, Luke.
Come on, man.
We just talking about on the record, like, consistently.
I mean, when we beat the Packers, they were a winning team too, though.
Yeah. See, what you're looking at, you're talking about his body of work. You know what I'm saying?
No, but I'm telling you, it's not Stafford. It's Jim Caldwell who hasn't beat a winning team.
But you said Jim Caldwell didn't do it.
I've literally seen how do I have to rehash how many times Jim Caldwell has lost a game?
Man, listen. It ain't even just Jim Caldwell.
Yeah.
Everybody who say this kind of stuff, man, that they kill me with this. Like, even right now, Greg Gorgo, but Breeze got a ship. He also had a tight end. He also had a run game, a defense.
Yes, he did.
And a coach.
Yeah, and
a coach that kicked a freaking punt kicked the onside kick in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, Sean Payton is pretty good. I can't deny that.
Sean Payton is amazing offensive.
What y'all not gonna do is y'all not gonna get Luke G's blood pressure up to date with this.
Yeah, it seemed like Luke. Yeah, it seemed like you.
No, you good, man. You good, Luke. I just want to say, if a quarterback, before we move, I just want to say, if a quarterback has 12 100-yard rushers in his career, he's 11 in one of those games. So the other 150 games, we can't run the ball. How are you supposed to be the winning team if you can't run the ball on them?
Hold on, I got a better question for you. Right? Uh-oh. How many 100-yard rushers did the Dallas Cowboys have Ezekiel Elliott first year and last year? Now Stafford had 12.
Zeke got about 35, probably 38.
Wait a minute, hold on. I'm finna show y'all.
Right, go look up the exact number because I know it's crazy.
I'm finna show y'all why.
Oh my goodness!
Can I please share my screen? How do I do this? I got to show you this because it needs to be seen. All right, so while I'm showing this screen, all right, let me, because y'all got to be quiet. They need to see this, okay? They need to see.
Blah 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 blah.
They need to see this, okay? And what I'm gonna do, all I'm gonna do is show. Wait a minute, which one is this? I don't even know which one this application is.
I'm about to mute my microphone. Let me know when you're done.
Yeah, we finna get into it. Let me go ahead and.
Y'all done tested Luke today.
All right, let me
that's what we want, man. We won't.
Luke been testy for. It seemed like I gotta apologize. I think I rubbed off.
No, but you know what? Though? I'm not being testy. I want people to see it. All right.
He won't. Luke trying to put the facts out there, guy.
All right. Now, I wasn't gonna do this, but I'm just gonna give you a sample of what I'm gonna do because y'all making me do it. This is 2000. Okay, I'm gonna repeat this. This is the 2009 Detroit Lions roster. All right, let's go, people. Rookie quarterback Matthew Stafford. They starting running back was Kevin Smith. I know some of y'all may have forgot who that was.
Oh, I have.
Yeah, I want to forget him too. Okay, but they had Kevin Smith. They starting receivers was Bryant Johnson and Calvin Johnson. They starting tight end was Will Heller. Who the hell is that? Okay. And then
I don't know.
Oh, man.
Then you got Brendan Pettigrew. This is the offensive line. They put Stafford behind. Jeff Backus, Manuel Ramirez, Dominic Raiola, Stephen Peterman, Gostis Charterlus. What?
Gostis Charterlus.
What? Whatever his name is.
I know you talking about
Uncharted.
Cheerless.
Whatever his name
Cheerless.
is. Okay?
Yeah, whatever his name is.
Cheerless.
Listen, I'm just trying to show people.
He was
They want to tell me that this guy has had what it needs to win. Okay, here go his starting defense.
Yeah.
Cliff Averill, Jason Hunter, Sammy Lee Hill, his starting D tackle.
Mm-hmm.
Grady Jackson was the other D tackle. Larry Foote was his middle linebacker.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Larry Foote. The has been Larry Foote. Right,
okay. DeAndre Levy. Okay. Then you got Julian Peterson and Ernie Sims. And anybody who know Ernie Sims know the minute he hits somebody, because he will hit you, that was probably it. He gave you all he had. Good night, people. He's out concussion. Okay. Now, here's his
he hit the guy so hard, Luke, he got a concussion.
Oh, listen, here is his starting cornerbacks. Will Peterson, Philip Buchanan. You know,
Philip used to be a beast, man.
When we got Philip Buchanan, he was 29.
I know. We always get them when they
man, listen, bro. Listen.
We always bring them in when they get old, Luke.
Hold on. Wait. I don't listen. When y'all talk the screen switch, let's go to 2000. And mind you, he played 10 games. Let's go to 2010.
About this, Luke.
Let's go to 2010. Because please, people, stop with this ridiculousness, acting like he had a squad. Matter of fact, hold on. Let me go back to the screen. I'm gonna let y'all see the chat so y'all can see some of the ridiculousness that I gotta read. Greg Gore, you tell me what year you want me to look at. What year you want me to look at?
He said the 2011 roster.
2011.
Oh, that's my favorite.
5,000.
let's just get on over. I go back on to 2000. Let's go on to the 2011 because that was the year he went for what 5,000
yards.
Yeah, okay.
5,000 yards. Yeah, 41 touchdowns.
Okay, let's go and look at this roster because people
are season, baby.
Listen, it's the ridiculous stuff that people say that don't make sense. Like he can't read defenses, and I'm like, what are y'all talking about? All right, but let's just take a look at his roster. 2011. Oh my God, this is just ridiculous. I can't believe I got to do this, but you're making me.
You got to, Luke. You got
Here we go.
Give the people.
He had Nate Burleson. Calvin Johnson, Titus Young. That was his receiving core. Okay.
Damn, that's it.
Listen,
I'll be at 100 with you. That's it.
His tight end was Brandon Pettigrew. His left tackle was Jeff Backus. Rob Sims was his left guard. Dominic Rayola still there. Stephen Peterman still there. Gostrich is still there. Okay. Yeah. Man, this is just
terrible himself.
I just heard like one okay offensive lineman and 4 bad offensive.
If you notice, I ain't said a running back name, right?
Give the people what they want.
Who was it?
Hold on. Jamin Best. Listen, because
what is it?
Let's go down here. The running back was Jamin Best, who played 6 games. After that, they've tried a multitude of backs. They tried everything to keep it.
Did he get a concussion then after that? After 6 games?
Yes. Yes.
Jamin was gonna be a beast, man. He was gonna be a beast.
He was, man. I remember that Monday night game. I do.
Yeah. Let's talk about it. Now, we're going to go and look at the defense. The only thing going for that defense was Ndamukong Suh and Cliff Averill. All right. Stephen Tulloch was decent too. I'm not going to, but
Tulloch was a tackling machine.
Right. But the other D tackle of Ndamukong Suh was Corey Williams. Come on, man. Stop playing with me, people.
Was Karan Reed on the team then?
Who?
Karan Reed is trash.
No, I don't care if he tries. Was he on our team then?
What was his name?
I know he tries because he ain't on the team no more.
But what you said?
You got to give the people.
That's not the time you supposed to smoke up. I'm just being honest. Let's be honest here. Yeah, they had.
Low key, Luke. All you doing is making me more of a Stafford stan. Like he was working with me. He was working with us. Like who's on the squad?
Hey, I can catch, man.
Like, hey, man. Wait. It was Matthew Stafford, Sue, Calvin Johnson.
Yeah,
and that's it.
But listen,
and Stephen Tulloch and Cliff Averill, and Derrick. We didn't even have Slay. So yeah, he was playing with 4 players.
Yeah. We got Nate Burleson at 30. Do you hear me?
Hey,
not going on 30. You hear me? Now stay with me because I want to be fair about this.
Hey, who was that broke their arm and dropped the piece in the car?
Burleson. He had some hot readies he was trying to catch.
I'm done sharing this.
This dude is in the car, man. Listen, Luke, take a breath, man. Take a breath, Luke. Take a breath. Let me tell y'all.
All right, yeah. All right, back to the show, y'all. We just have to explain y'all the realness.
Yeah, I'll tell you a little funny Nate Burleson story, man. So
Kevin Smith.
He said Lewis Delmas was okay. He wasn't nothing special.
Larry Foote.
Hey, y'all, we gotta
bro. Like,
come on, man.
Hey, y'all, we gotta let.
I just say. I'm just gonna tell my Nate Burleson story, man. This the one lone time I called into 97, won a ticket. Was right after it came out that he broke his arm and how he broke his arm. And I remember just being so mad, dude. And they have to screen you before you go on 97-1. So
because we really needed him too.
Everybody was going off on him. It was just a little sidebar note, man, when y'all said the pizzas, and I just but shout out to Nate Burleson, man.
I was about to say shout out to him. Yeah, man. We killed him, man, and he still loves us.
He still loves us, man.
Like we chopped his head off and threw it and rolled it down the street.
Listen, hold on, listen. Did y'all see what happened though? You see what happened? When I show you the rosters that he's had to deal with, then I get a request for show me 2014. Oh my god!
Right. So Greg Gorey, that's called moving the goalpost, man.
Now you go 2014. Okay.
Hey, look.
Here. We just went to the best year of Stafford's career, man.
The best year of his career was 2011, and he ain't have nothing.
Yeah.
People would.
I took us to the playoffs for the first time in 20 years.
I didn't even bring up the fact that majority that Nate Burleson obviously got hurt that year. He only played 11 games, and we didn't even have him down the stretch. I didn't bring up none of that.
Yeah,
I didn't bring up none of that. 2014, I believe that's the year Stafford broke his fingers and threw the ball 49 times in the playoffs. Woo!
No, that was 2016.
That
might have been later, but nonetheless, I'm just gonna show.
Hey, look, you better trademark your catchphrase, man, because the chat living it up. Don't be no chump.
Listen, I'm just gonna show people.
General B said, "Don't be no chump."
I'm just saying,
don't be no chump, man. They got your back.
I'm just saying, when you look at these teams and you look at the number of games that they playing, the amount of sacks that they're giving up, the tackles that they're giving up, all those problems that they're giving up, and I'm sitting up there saying to myself, like, you gave him Reggie Bush, okay? You gave him Reggie Bush, who started 9 games. Mm-hmm. 9 games, and then he was hurt, getting hit behind the line. Hurt.
Didn't he get hurt sliding on the sideline?
I don't know what he did. All I know is,
Reggie gave Styles 1,000 yards, man. Come on, man.
He gave
he did. But he
2013. He got 2013.
Hurt. He got hurt sliding.
2013.
Yeah.
No, he said 2014, not 13.
No, but I'm saying that's when he gave us our 1,000 yards in 2013.
Yep.
Yeah,
that was a good year for Reggie.
And we still was last in rush. Come on. Let's talk about it though.
Hey, Luke is like, what's that? What's that kill shot, man?
I don't get it. I just don't. If you want to tell me, I mean, what do you want to tell me? You want me to look at
you know what's funny about this whole situation, Luke?
What's that?
In basketball, I'm not going to even throw out a name, but said superstar through their career, people be like, he has no help. And in basketball, that no way. Let me finish. That's a sport where one player can dominate a game. We in the ultimate team sport, and they won't even give them that. That is ridiculous. Like who's on these rosters? That's why I'm so excited about this year, because I know the roster is going to be good.
All right, let me go ahead and do it. He insisted on talking about 2014
That's why I said, if the Vikings had
Stafford, you can win.
And I'm telling you, this
you remember that?
I'm going to show y'all something.
Adrian was on the stairs like, you can win. Just leave it alone.
Yeah, man, he's trolling you, man.
I know. Just leave it.
It's crazy to me. The stuff that people come up with that they don't.
That's Stafford's fault. He didn't audible the runs enough.
And I think we should step. Wait.
Hold on,
Luke. Hold on.
I gotta say this because that's a very good statement that he made. It's Stafford's fault. He didn't audible to enough runs. Did you not hear coaching staff tell the quarterback Joey Harrington, you better not audible, because that wasn't how the coach Bill Watts did it in the 80s, even though we got him in the 2000s. You mean so everything is Stafford's fault? He got to call his own plays. He got to. Come on, but since you want, he wanted it, let me just show him.
Got to avoid his own.
Go Lions keeps talking about Darius Slay. I don't know why.
Listen, because he's trying to say that this is a make or break year for Slay. Slay kind of took a step back last year, a little bit. He took a step back.
Yeah, but he talking about like we gonna get him give up somebody else. I don't see it.
I don't know, but listen.
Yeah, I hope that's not Brent Grimes you're trying to say.
Let's look at the 2014 season. The running back
he said yes, audibly in the Joy Bell is the answer.
Wow. Listen.
Oh, goodness.
Our running back,
shout out Lions for 75.
Our running back started 9 games. 9 games. He had 76 touches for 297 yards. 9 games, people. All right. 9. Calvin Johnson played 13. Opposite of him was Golden Tate, and then the slot receiver was Jeremy Ross. Jeremy Ross. Not to be confused with John Ross over in Cincinnati or John.
Hey, who bumping the? Who playing the skateboard, man?
I don't even know. Listen, his tight end.
It ain't gonna hurt nobody.
Leading tight end played 9 games, 10 catches, 70 yards. You want to tell me he had help on that offense? His starting left tackle, Raleigh Reef. Yeah, he was something special. 31-year-old Rob Sims. We know what happened to him, and they still capped 36-year-old Dominic Raiola. Larry Warford was decent. You know, I'll give you Larry Warford. Let's talk about Lee Adrian.
No, I'm laughing because the Lions have just showed they don't care nothing about staff.
Man, you
like the older the offensive linemen get, the bigger the contracts get.
Listen, bro. You want to talk about the defense? Let's talk about the defense. Let's talk about Nick Fairley played 8 games. CJ Mosley, the other D tackle, played 8 games. 31 years old. We picked him up. Okay. And Dominican Sue, obviously, nobody met at him. But then let's just talk about our cornerbacks for a minute. Rashawn Mathis at 34. Wow. What?
Right, and that was the year Darius Slay was getting torched.
Man, what?
Was that Darius Slay
was getting torched?
Was that his rookie year?
Yeah, that was his second year. Getting work.
So but see, that lets you know that every corner when they come into the league, they're gonna get that work a little bit.
I mean, that's what I was saying about Tease Tabor, but y'all ain't trying to hear that.
Bro, listen.
Yeah, I think people keep talking about
the best thing.
His speed, he's teasing us.
And I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you another thing. If you're gonna notice that
he's on fire.
Matthew Stafford was a Pro Bowler that year, right? He's a Pro Bowler that year.
Was that 2011? 2011 was the
2014. He was a Pro Bowler that year. The only 2 people on the offense who was Pro Bowler were the people he was throwing it to, and that was Golden Tate and Calvin Johnson. You don't see no running backs there, ain't no lineman there, and you know what? You know why they're not there? Because they was allowing that quarterback to get his life snuffed in front of his own eyes. Every time he blinked, he's getting hit. You know?
This is how we about to do. We about to do this on when it comes to the Gridiron Blitz on Tuesday. Okay, I got to get up in here. If y'all want to take over chat like this today, y'all gonna have to holler at that super chat. That's it. I'm not. Who is the person that started this?
Listen,
Greg Gore.
Rampage.
No, it's just.
Greg Gore.
You know, it says that Stafford for he didn't audible run enough, and I can't. I showed you. I showed you 2014 because I wanted you to see. I wanted you to see how they was picking up the geriatric squad and telling him to give them mush and baby food, and they'll move to your wheel. I want you to see that. He out there getting blamed for not audibling. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
We talking about Joey Harrington,
and what is he gonna audible into?
I mean, that's what I'm saying.
What's the audible gonna do? He
gonna audible into a sack.
Right, like I just want to say, Slay and Sue are literally the only Pro Bowler Stafford has ever had on defense.
Listen,
I can go over point 1 year. I think
Luke sound as mad as his.
No, I think it was Landis Morris. Landis Morris. He dropped this video before I could, and I was like, man, good call because I was gonna tell it. Go ahead and look at the draft. Yeah. Look at the players. Who ain't even in the league no more? You want to tell me who he had?
Yeah, I already made a video about that.
Let's go and look at who he had and where they at right now. If we gonna talk about it,
go check out my video and Maybe's video. I made a video earlier.
Greg Gore says Brady can make bums into stars like Elderman and Walker. Newsflash, that's trash. Walker was already about that life, okay, and Elderman was. But here's the thing that you do: you say Brady did that. It's funny that they still won 11 games without him, huh?
And I just want to ask you one thing, Greg Gore. Didn't we blow out Green Bay 31-0? Who was Stafford throwing to?
Listen,
just tell me.
We want to thank y'all for coming out tonight. It's been
a no. We can go to your next topic. No, we only an hour and 20 minutes in. We can go to your next topic.
Oh my God!
All I'm saying is this: they always want to give credit to people, but they don't want to point out that every time somebody want to use a point to try to make a point home, they use the one team with the world's greatest coach. They can't never use nobody else. You don't hear them using no other teams. They go to the world's greatest coach, and I dare you to go to the Saints because guess what? They got a good coach too. It's funny how that works hand in hand. And newsflash, go into me what the Saints did when they couldn't run the ball.
They went and got Alvin Kamara. That's what they did.
And then Greg Gore said
and they stole Max Unger from the Seattle.
Listen, he said that was the end of the season. Packers gave up, huh? That's what they did.
Didn't the Packers had a starting cornerback that they drafted in the first round
squad out there? The whole starting squad out there. We had out there me, you. We had Greg Gore out there, Travis Troxel, Daniel Griffin, Crimson Shadow, everybody. You name it, they was out there. It's like that son says. We got TA, Derrick, J-Mo, Hams, Hawks, Moss, you name it. There's no way you're going to tell
if you want to bring up Kenny G, he torched them and he was getting doubled the whole night.
Listen,
just to let you know.
Take it a step further. Why is it that every time the Lions don't do something, why is it that every time the Lions don't do something, it's Stafford's fault? The kicker missed a kick, Stafford should have told him to be cool.
Hey, we gotta have somebody to blame it on, Luke.
That's all it is.
Hey, Stafford the scapegoat. Hey, Stafford the scapegoat.
I'm curious to what got me going. It was the notion that TA agreed with that, the win-loss record. And I'm like, it's not a real stat for quarterbacks. It's not.
No, it's not a real stat. It's just a stat for the team. That's all.
It's a team stat. Yeah. If you want to tell me that Serena Williams win-loss record, yep, she is the team. You want to tell me Tiger Woods win-loss record? Yes. But you can't go and say LeBron James win-loss record. What do you mean?
Right.
So he can put
because they're gonna bring up LeBron James in the finals. How many finals have you won?
Who mad at a guy who scores 50 and 60 points a game and lose? How's it his fault? But he did his damn job. What else you wanted him to do?
I ain't get no help, dog.
Bro, they want him to be Superman and Batman, bro.
At the same time.
Like, you can only be one or the other, bro. You can't be two.
But Seth Brown brings up a very good point. God forbid we actually blame a head coach like Kyle Will. God forbid. Yeah, the Lions got rid of a winning coach who's never had a 100-yard rusher in 4 years, who's beat one winning team in 4 years.
Yeah.
One.
Well, guess what, guys? We are the man himself about to say it, bro. That's the past, right? Y'all want me to stay out the past? Let's get up out that past, man. Let's talk about.
I got another question for my boys tonight.
And listen,
another question.
Go ahead,
I got another question. Looks like the Bleacher Report. The Bleacher Report have us ranking the power rankings number 24. Do you agree with us being in 24, pretty much like at the bottom of the league?
I do.
No,
you do?
I don't.
Why you think that?
Because I want you to sleep on it. Stay asleep. So when we slap you awake, you know that we was swinging it. That's what I want you to do. Stay asleep on us.
Stay asleep on us. What you think about that?
What I think is the last time we made the playoffs, they had us going 5-11. So I welcome it. Rank is lower. Say we 32. I love it.
Okay.
Like rank is lower. Because I feel like
you think
rank is lower. I'm not going to get offended because the lower we are on the radar, the better we can do. That's just the way I feel.
Man, you guys are really cocky and confident right now.
Yes, man. Look at this roster, man.
You guys are really cocky right now, man.
I would not be cocky like this. Look at the roster.
Hey, man, we better hit a home run with this draft.
They gave a higher rank.
We cocky right now.
Listen, they gave a higher ranking to the Cleveland Browns for Odell Beckham Jr. What?
Yes, thank you, Lou. Thank you.
He said, "Thank you, Lou."
So the Lions would have been
Odell
Beckham, huh? Okay.
Yep, because man, and I think that, like I said, that Luke, you want to talk about the past? I agree with you, man.
Yeah,
we can't. You got to come out the past, and you cannot blame current players for the former team. Absolutely, and that's me. I said that. But the Lions, I hope that it is, and I think it's disrespectful. But it ain't nothing better than being disrespected and then proving somebody that they ain't know what they was talking about. Like that. That's a great feeling. So when the Lions do that and show the media what's up, I promise you they still not gonna get no love. It's gonna be a long time.
They gonna be down the Lions so Stafford throw the game-winning touchdown for the Super Bowl, bro.
And they still
gonna be like, Carry-On had 120 yards. Galladay made that clutch catch. It wasn't Stafford.
I'm gonna tell you what the Lions need to do. This is what they're gonna have to do. The Lions gonna have to do consecutive, like they're gonna have to dominate consecutively.
Yep.
Then the media. Yeah, because I guarantee you, if they win the Super Bowl, it's going to be about what the other team
and you
did.
know, hey guys and fellas,
that.
you know what I want to see from the Lions this year? I just want to see consistent. I just want to see consistency, man. And that's the only thing. That's the key word for the Lions this season.
Spot on.
Yeah. I'm talking about racking up some wins. I'm talking about at least 6-7 wins.
I just want to see them win.
I just want to say, no matter what, in the NFL, since it has a 100% injury rate, health plays a huge factor. If you look at every single Super Bowl team for like the last 10 years, they've always been either the healthiest teams or like in top 5 of health. Like health plays a huge role in winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it does. It does. It's vital. It's vital. It's key and it's vital. Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you say?
I got because if right now, if Matthew Stafford get hurt,
I got something for you.
We ain't got no backup.
I got something for you, J-Mo. Not only do they have health. Do you remember that the year that New England didn't have Rob Gronkowski? They went out and picked up anybody off the street to play running.
Michael Bennett. Did they pick up Michael Bennett?
They got Michael Bennett this year. I'm talking the year they won the Super Bowl.
Did they pick him up that year though? I'm thinking they picked him up.
No. The Eagles. No, he was still on Seattle. I think the year they won.
Who was the off the street running back?
The off the street running back that they picked up was nobody. I can't even tell you who it was. It wasn't no featured guy.
I'm like, who was it?
Oh, not Michael Bennett. What is his brother's name?
That's why they came back and in this draft they took Sonny Michel.
Yeah, Martellus.
Even this year, after taking Sonny Michel, when he got hurt, they was still able to maintain that consistency. And you heard the news talking bad about them. Oh, it's the time over for them, and is it bad for them? And I'm like, no, you just got to run the ball. And so, you know, I just point out these things. And like I said, I know Greg Gore. One of the reasons why I like talking to him because you know he honest in what he feels. He's but when he says things like, I'm still asleep. Don't worry about it, Greg. I got smelling.
That's okay. We're gonna wake you up, Greg. That's okay.
I got right. And if it don't work, wake me up. But I'm telling you, based on what I'm seeing, I'm telling you, you should be excited about it. And what you're gonna see in the preseason, it's gonna be some straight trash. You're gonna be like, oh, look at this preseason. They're not going to show you nothing, but watch game 1.
Oh, that's the
you know I love it every time we don't play well in the preseason.
I gotta see. Hey, I gotta say something about.
Yeah, it does seem like it turns out better.
I gotta say something, guys, about the preseason. Go ahead. Okay, basically, man, the preseason. A lot of people say the preseason is whatever. What do you guys? You know, when you going into the preseason, what are you evaluating when you going into the preseason with the team? What are the expectations in the preseason? Are you just looking for these camp battles for guys to win positioning, or what are you looking for when you're going and you're playing these guys in the preseason?
I go first. To me, the first thing you're looking for is you're looking to see who is following what you said. What I told you to go and do this. You do your job. Okay, right. Because too often people be trying to go rogue, making a name for themselves, and the only thing we want you to do is your job. That's it.
Right.
So can you do your job? 2, when you did your job, did you do it really well? Okay. And then the only 2 things they need to look at. I'll remind everybody: the Lions went 4-0 in preseason. The year they went 0-16.
Right. Yep. They used to be the preseason kings, man.
Man. Yeah. All right, I'll go next.
Go ahead, Derrick.
I go next. I'm not looking for anything because I don't watch them. I don't even watch them, bro.
I'm looking at the camp battles. That's what I'm looking at. I'm looking at.
You know why, man? Because honestly, I'm like, for what? For what?
No. I know you can't.
I'm just like you wasting my time now because I'm trying to put more effort into this thing. I probably will, and I honestly tried to watch every single one. I DVR'd them and everything, and then I just was like, that's all right. So this year, I don't even. It seems like a waste of time for me, man, because I'm not looking at it like that. Like y'all are, like who's can't battle. Oh, it's gonna come down between this guy and that guy, and who's gonna get cut. I'm like, man, I'm trying for the games to mean when it comes to win and loss. I'm not really looking for bodies and stuff.
Well,
I'm gonna try this year.
You have to because the draft is so important for us this year. We want to know who's gonna be winning positions out there and where our different players are gonna be playing there. Because the biggest thing is like who's gonna be when we draft these players. Who's gonna be the guys that have an opportunity to play? That's what I want to know.
Listen,
when I watch preseason, I look for who jumps off the screen. And I look for players we like, or I like when we had Tion Green. I'm like, I was looking at him the whole season. I'm like, you know what? The Lions should add him. I remember this past preseason, Mike Ford, who made the roster.
Yeah.
Like, he barely made the roster, but he was playing solid in preseason. I like what I saw from him. I'm not saying, like, he's some great player. I like what I saw.
He did his job.
He played in a few games, made a couple plays. Of course, he got cooked a couple times, but he was an undrafted rookie. Right. I'm looking for those other gems that I know could end up sliding in, like the bottom. If like your team is, the 48 guys, those bottom 4 or 5 guys.
So the bottom feeder guys.
In on the roster. That's why I look for those guys in the preseason, because most of the time the guys that jump out to me, they usually end up making a team.
Yeah, I have always believed that the teams going into the year before the preseason even start know who the starters is going to be. They know who's going to be on their 53-man roster. It's about who can you take somebody's spot. And to me,
can you play that well? Yeah,
like can you take somebody's spot?
Tion Green took somebody's spot.
I mean, it's not even just Tion Green, man. It's like this is the thing. Mm-hmm. Like, I know people say we cocky and stuff. It's just that when I look at the preseason, I remember watching the preseason. I watched Cliff Averill go ham all through the preseason. Mm-hmm. I watched DeAndre Levy go ham, and I remember the season started and they went on the field. They wasn't getting rotated in or nothing. And I'm like, what is going on with this pitcher? And when they finally did it, they had their good seasons and they immediately left.
Okay, Luke. Now that you say that, I'm gonna piggyback off what you just said. When DeAndre Levy and those guys got out on the field and they did well and they didn't get an opportunity to play. That's the same way I felt about Brandon Powell. Brandon Powell did not get an opportunity to really play. So, I don't know. Some people said he was hurt or whatever. I don't know what's going on with him, but he didn't get an opportunity to play. So you really didn't get to see his full potential or his skill set and what he was bringing to the table until that Green Bay game.
Powell.
I do too.
But we
gave him a chance and he got hurt as soon as we gave him a chance.
He got hurt. So that's what
he didn't come back until the end of the season, but he did have like 45 yards in one of the last two games.
You realize why he really didn't get a chance though, right?
Okay, yeah. Tell us, Luke.
It was his height. It was his height and the fact that he wasn't that route running technician that they wanted. They wanted somebody to be able to run these routes that create separation and confusion. And he didn't do that. He was trying to be a deep threat at 5'8".
Hey, tell me why my boy Jace Billingsley been getting snubbed every year.
Yeah, they played Jace, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, I like that kid.
He was making it all the time, but they just
man. It's that route running. It's the route run. I'm telling you, that's why they brought in Danny Amendola. And if y'all go back and you look at the video that I show you of the prospect that they looked at, and I keep trying to tell people, pay attention to the trend. All of them were big. All the big people were vertical red zone threats, and all the shorter people were route running technicians who can run and kick and punt. And that's where Brandon Powell's going to have to prove his value. That's where Jace Billingsley is going to have to prove their value. They have to be able to run routes, create separation, and get on special teams, because they don't need for you to be the 1 or 2. They need for you to be a killer 3. That's what they want. And until they start doing that, that's going to be the problem. They have to be able to give them something that they believe that Danny Amendola is going to give them, which is a route running technician.
Yeah. But do you want to see this preseason what Brandon Powell could bring to the game? Do you want to see his skill set on full display and how can we utilize this guy?
I do, because we need depth at the position. But if you're asking me, am I willing to chance him being my number 3 with Marvin Jones and Kenny Galladay? No, I'm not.
But he can take TJ Jones' spot though.
TJ Jones already a free agent, but the problem was he couldn't take his spot, and TJ Jones fended him off as he should have. When you look at the routes and the catches that TJ Jones made, and look at what Brandon Powell did when he had opportunities, he was having to make catches in traffic because he wasn't generating that separation.
Mm-hmm.
And like even Lions fan 75, when he said, "Should we draft Isabella?" Yes, he will be.
Isabella's nice.
Not only is he fast, he runs routes, and that's what they want. They want a technician.
Yeah, I like him too.
It's kind of crazy. I've seen a lot of mock drafts guys saying that we're going to take in the second round Deebo Samuel. What do you think about that?
Man, we not taking no
receiver in no second round. Them people drinking. They watching too many.
They drinking the Kool-Aid. Huh?
No, it ain't no Kool-Aid. It's 100% proof alcohol. That's almost moonshine.
I guarantee, like it's two positions we not taking in the second round, and that's running back and wide receiver.
Wide receiver in no second round.
We not taking no running back or no wide receiver in the second.
I would be shocked.
So they coming at the later rounds.
Now Bush 308 says Powell can be a number 3. Okay, he got his shot. Yeah. He got his shot.
He gonna have a shot. Don't forget, what's his name? Isn't Tommy Lee Lewis on the team or whatever?
Man, listen,
the dude from the Saints.
Listen, I told you what they want. They want somebody. When you look at the guys who they were able to provide in the kick and punt return, as well as be route running technicians who can create separation and catch.
Right.
You telling me Brendan Powell doing all that? And I like him.
I don't know.
Oh, Lionsman 75. I know exactly what he's talking about. And I'm still upset about this. He said, "So Luke, why did they cut Williams?" He's talking about Antoine Williams.
Oh my! You talking about the linebacker?
Yeah.
Somebody brought up Tommy Lee too.
Well, the reason they cut Antoine Williams is because he was a liability in coverage. Oh, he was great in the run. Mm-hmm. In the run, he was great.
I just thought we should have just coached him up.
Yeah.
Listen, they was trying.
Some players need time to grow.
They were trying to coach him up, but he was a huge liability in coverage.
Mm-hmm.
But and then who was the other person they said that they cut? That they was asking me about
Zetto, man. I was so mad when they cut him.
I'm still mad about
Zetto.
I'm still mad about Anthony.
Did Zetto go to Cleveland? Did he go to Cleveland?
But you know why they cut him, Luke? They cut him because he didn't fit the system. But I'm like, man, okay.
You should have made him.
I was bad, dog. I made a whole video. I was heated.
So you rented on that video.
Sense.
Okay.
I mean, but Okawara came in his spot and played amazing. So what can we say?
Okay.
Hey, I just look at it. And I just say, when I'm
guys, we're gonna do it for 10 more minutes, guys, and then we're gonna wrap it up.
For sure. Okay. I already know what that was. I know. Hey, Gridiron Blitz. You still there?
No, he.
What's going on? What's up?
Okay. Hey, we don't need all that. We in the zone over here. We in the building.
Baby. You don't need on what? What?
Don't let me get in my zone.
What did I do?
Oh, you ain't okay. I might be wrong with you. Okay, my bad.
No, seriously, what did I do?
Nothing, man. I'm messing with you.
We in the zone. We in the zone, baby.
I agree with Jason. So that'll piss me off, but Okawara was good. Yeah, that's how I feel. Yeah.
I mean, to me, it is an importance of scheme fit and stuff like that. And to me, like I said, that third receiver who's going to take over that third spot, he has to be versatile. When you go and look at teams like the Pittsburgh Steelers and that Washington emerge, he did it on everything: kick, punt, and then he killed you in the slot. He was getting open.
Now we know that
to be honest, I don't go ahead. No.
Now we know that Danny sometimes gets hurt, right?
He's gonna be hurt this season.
So are you so okay if Danny happens to go down? Are you okay with Brandon coming in and taking over duty?
Yes. But I think that changes the way you run your plays because he's not gonna kill the middle of the field. When you look at
what's gonna happen is if he got hurt, then our tight end will become a third option, not the receiver. Yeah, then Jesse James or Hawkinson or Noah Fant, hopefully, or Irv Smith, hopefully they will be the third option instead, not whoever replaces him in the slot. But I really don't think unless we get a hot shot receiver. I don't see anybody taking Danny Amendola's spot.
I mean, listen, the only thing that's gonna take his spot is him getting hurt, and that's what it's gonna be. But if they go out and they get another receiver, let's say they go out and get an Irsay, Danny Amendola need to look over his shoulder.
Yeah,
they go out and get the steals. He might want to look over his shoulder,
right?
So those are the things that I'm starting to see trend wise. That's why I said, like, I dropped the video for the linebackers. I know there's a lot of people who think that the Lions should get Devin White, but when you go through and you look at who they visit with, the shortest one was 6'2", 6'1".
Mm-hmm.
And then outside of that one, it was Devin White at 5'11". They not thinking about that guy.
Yeah. I mean, is Devin White better than Jared Davis?
No.
That's then why we want him.
He's like another Jared Davis.
Because it's not that they want him. It's that they did their homework to see if they can use him. If they can use his versatility some other kind of way. That's what it is. Because I remember when Jabril Peppers came out, I had to argue with people about like, okay, man, listen, he's a safety. No, he's a linebacker. He's a safety. Yeah. And I'm like, even at that, he's probably better at running the ball. but whatever. I just look at it and I say, if we're gonna be honest about it, in my opinion,
Mm-hmm.
the Lions need to make sure that they do their due diligence on everybody. And like I said, tomorrow I got another video coming with some more people we talked to. Probably do the offensive lineman tomorrow.
Okay, that sounds good, man. So definitely, man, I definitely think that this year for the Detroit Lions, man, we got to hit the home runs, man, with these picks. We still don't know as far as like what we're gonna do, as far as what Bob Quinn is going to decide to do as far as trading back down. But I definitely think if he decides to trade down and we get more picks, we definitely got the guys that we draft got to be guys that we use and guys that's going to be impact players on the team.
Did you see David Moore's question?
I was just about to say something about David Moore.
He says, funny question. Why does it sound like we all of a sudden have more needs after we sign 6 people? You know why? Because that's what happened when you got a crappy roster. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to turn it over and to get it up to par. And this is another thing that I'm gonna say for another video, but I'm gonna show you why this draft is going to be a direct tie to Bob Quinn and to Matt Patricia. This draft is that serious, but they had to turn over so many people that it didn't make no sense. And the truth is, they don't need that much, but in terms of you building with this draft for the future, you got to have somebody ready to rock and roll when you tell Danny Amendola it was a great 1 year.
Right.
And if you look at defense, Darius Slay and Quandre Diggs are literally the only person from the people from the old regime.
Right. It's like
everybody else is gone.
Yeah, pretty
or
much.
Was drafted by Bob Quinn.
Mm-hmm.
It's only 2, and like Darius Slay and Quandre Diggs are really freaking good. That's why they still here.
Right. So out with the old, in with the new.
And okay, Nicholas Aaron says, have you seen Jesse James PFF grades? I like to pick up too, but I don't have extremely high hopes because of his grades. Pretty bad. I also think he's not the best blocker. I'm gonna say this, man. I've been telling people this for a while. Half of the time, PFF is right. Half of the time, they don't know what they talk about. Check out what they think about Matthew Stafford. Also, I will say Jesse James.
Video where they said Matthew Stafford had a run game last year and the pass production went down. I said, "What did y'all just say?" What?
But Jesse James wasn't put in a position to succeed. He wasn't the guy. He wasn't even the number 2 guy. He's like the number 4 guy, and he can block. I've seen it with my eyes. He can block.
And the truth is this. They're not done with the tight ends, people. Okay,
right. It's not over yet.
Right now, here's our tight ends on the roster right now. Jesse James, Michael Roberts, who they are still ticked off because he wasn't running the right routes. Thomas Logan, and then I forgot the other dude name, but it's not even worth it.
He's still on the team?
No, it's another guy. I can't even think of his name, but it's not him.
Yeah, so
we definitely still drafting a tight end.
Yeah, I can see that in the future, definitely. So, guys, we're going to get ready and wrap up the round table for tonight. Any last words from the Detroit Alliance members? Any words that you guys want to say? Your last word on tonight?
I mean, listen, I just as always, man, I appreciate y'all coming out. Greg Gore is no hard feelings. It's just good old, football talk, nothing personal. I enjoy this, but it is what it is. I want y'all to just stay tuned, because if we wrong, I can't speak for everybody else, but if we wrong, please come back. I have no problem taking your criticisms. But if I'm wrong and half our roster is hurt, don't come talk to me crazy. Don't do that. Don't do that. Okay. But outside of that, man, like I always say, man, don't be no chump. Please do your research.
Yeah, and all I gotta say is a lot of times you got to ask us questions, and during the show we'll research it for you and tell you what's going on. Now, if we're doing that, don't move the goalposts in 100 different ways. Now we got to tell you every single answer, and we're right, and you still trying to move the goalposts. It's all good, man. I love all y'all, and I love when y'all challenge us and y'all don't agree with us, because it expands the conversation. I just want to say, I still love what Bob Quinn's doing. All trusting Bob Quinn. I can't wait for the draft, and see y'all next week, man.
All right, Derrick P.
Man, yeah, I had to mute my
It's all
mic,
good,
man. My
baby.
kid is watching TV super loud, man. Shout out to the Pistons. Hopefully they get a win.
Yes. Shout out to the Pistons.
Rest in
Great
peace to
show
the
tonight,
Pistons.
guys. Man,
It's
whew,
over.
you know, the late night, the late night be getting to you, man. It's gonna be on my channel on Tuesday, 8 o'clock. Hopefully we'll be able to start on time. I feel like I'm right there at the phone line, guys. So I will definitely put a community post out soon as I get that flowing and I feel comfortable with it. I'll even put the number out probably early so you guys can have it already. And yeah, man, we getting closer, man. We got what, 2 weeks, right? 2 weeks exactly. So 2 weeks from now, man, we'll be talking about picks. So that's gonna be an amazing thing. But that's all I got, TA. Thank you.
Okay,
guys.
yeah, guys, we want to thank you guys for hanging out with us. You know how we do it on the round table, definitely, man. I appreciate these brothers for, you know what I'm saying, putting their hard-earned time in on tonight and just, you know, doing what we do, guys. We want to build that community, man, for Detroit, with the unbiased favor on the Lions, and just, you know what I'm saying, being able to critique the team as well as show the team love. But at the same time, man, we appreciate everybody for coming on the live chat and being on here with us. It's going to get better, guys. The live chat definitely, the draft. We got a couple questions in the chat section about us doing the draft. It looks like that's a possible goal, that we will be trying to do something live and we're going to be interactive with you guys. So definitely, man, it's going to be beautiful that day. So we appreciate everybody for coming on the channel today. And as always, like Luke G say, don't be no chump. Do your research. All right, you guys, we out of here. Peace.